Well, Janelle, James Kennedy has broken his silence, and don't worry, he's still innocent in his mind. Dorit Kemsley is dragging Camille Grammer. Mauricio, Kyle's husband, has been spotted with the new Instagram model, and Bethany Frankel is giving us an update on the UFO drones. So I hope you're ready for it. Get your tinfoil hats, and let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Hello, everybody. Top of the morning to ya. Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. What's going on? Hey, everybody. Happy, what's today? Wednesday. Hey, shake it, lick it. Ooh, my phone be blowing up because I've had so many thoughts about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and the internet is fired up about it, and I can't wait to get into it. Let's mention it all. Mention it all. Just a reminder, guys, there's a new episode of the Pop Report that just dropped this morning. We have Rachel and Mackenzie from the podcast Two Dykes and a Mic. They are two dykes. They did give me permission to call them that, so please don't flag me on YouTube. And they do have a mic, and they talk into the mic. And so they're on the Pop Report with me and Andy today, and it is quite the lively conversation. You will learn, you will laugh. You'll get all the theories as to why they think Kyle is a lesbian. And apparently it has less to do with the eyebrows and more to do with the jaw. So, yeah, it's very enlightening. We talk about a lot. We cover Taylor and Travis Kelce and the Jonas Brothers and their breakup, and Meghan and Harry, if you like the Royals. We have a lot of news updates and lots of Real Houses of Beverly Hills we end up covering. So there you go. There you go. Catch a new episode of the Pop Report. The Pop Report out now on all. Oh yeah, I did post a clip of it, Sarah, on my Instagram story, because she's like, love your Instagram story. I'm like, ooh, did I post a thirst trap? No, I didn't. I posted a clip from today's episode of the Pop Report, available on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube or listen to it on your favorite podcast apps. All right. Ooh. What made you think the lady was a lesbian? Her eyebrows. Oh, such a great. I was watching clips from Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2 at Dorinda's Manor. Ha! So good. So good. Lori says Zach's IG is spicy. Oh, yeah, because, sorry, I also posted a clip. I was on Chef Stew's podcast, Don't Let It Stew. I was a guest on that this week, and I called Dana Wilkie a swamp creature. And I didn't realize, like, people were going to respond to it. So, like, they thought it was the funniest thing ever that I call her a swamp creature. And I just want you guys to know that when I refer to her as a swamp creature, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. But I didn't expect people to actually like so many people loved that. Even Stu, he was like, that has to be our social media clip from this episode. And I was just like, I mean, I was just being honest, you know? She trashed my wine line. I was like, don't come like a housewife, don't come for my business. So, just know it came from a very loving place, and I meant it with my whole heart. Merry Christmas. Yeah, check out Don't Let It Stew. Okay. So what do we want to start with first? Should we let's see. We have a Real Housewives of New Jersey update, and we have a new trailer. So I guess we can start with Real Houses in New Jersey. Andy Cohen was promoting, I guess he has this cocktail, this canned cocktail that he promotes. And so he was promoting that, and he was talking to Us Weekly, and he said, stop asking him about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, because apparently he doesn't like it, because he says that we're not going to get it for at least another year. So at this point, stop asking him. So he said, we're not going to get it for another year, which means we're not going to get an update, or we're not going to get the actual season. Unclear. I assume at some point in 2025, they will go into production. We know that they've been, as Melissa Gorga revealed on this podcast back in October, she said that they were interviewing new girls. uncertain who they're going to end up moving forward with. I mean, if you remember Vanderpump Rules, after like Stassi and Christian and Jax all got fired, they took a year off before they went into production. So I'm pretty sure right now they're just trying to take a beat. They're trying to figure out what to do with programming at the network as well, because like, I mean, Roni, I think they have faith in Roni, and I don't think Roni's going to go on a pause. I think they think that the finale and the reunion are probably going to end up looking better, or turning out better than we expect. I'm kind of interested just because there's a lot of hype around it. But like I'm telling you right now, if this reunion and this finale don't live up, then I am out for good. You know, I keep giving it a try and giving it a try and giving it a try. And it just, I'm tired of it. I'm not interested in it. It's not good. And I'm hoping that it works. A lot of people are also circulating this statement that looks like, or that appears to be from Bryn Whitfield from Real Housewives of New Jersey, or sorry, Real Housewives of New York. It appears to be a fake statement of her announcing her departure from the show, because people are like, oh my God, she posted this. And then they go on her Instagram, they're like, wait, it's not there. Did she delete it? I don't think she posted and deleted. I think that it's fake. I haven't confirmed one way or the other, but I believe that it's fake. Because I remember when I saw it, I was like, this doesn't even look real. I think this is fake. And so I'm pretty confident that that's a fake statement and it's not real. But I don't know for sure. But Jersey's on pause. I think they're just gonna wait to see what happens, because like obviously Dubai was a flop and Roni isn't really going that strong. It's doing better. It's doing fine because I think it has Beverly Hills to follow, or it has Beverly Hills, sorry, as a lead-in. So people are kind of just sticking around for Roni, and I think they're just hoping that people will catch on to it. But I highly doubt that people are gonna, like, nobody's that interested. It's pretty fucking boring, but whatever. And then the trailer, season 3 dropped. We know it returns January 6th on Peacock. But season 3, we have the new trailer. We have lots of Bob the Drag Queen in the new trailer. So I assume he's either going to be voted out very early on, or he's going to be the break, or they're trying to make him the breakout star. They want to make him the new Phaedra. We didn't see a whole lot of the Bravo stars on there. We don't see much of Tom Sandoval or Dorinda or Dolores or Robin or Sierra. Like, we see glimpses of them, but mostly like confessional clips. They don't really show much of the people in the actual challenges. So I'm assuming they're trying to do that to kind of, you know, I don't know, make us think, or like trying to not let us figure out who gets voted out or whatever. But we'll have to wait and see. But the fact that Bob the Drag Queen is very prominently featured in the trailer tells me one of two things. He either gets voted out very early on and they're trying to trick the audience into thinking otherwise, because that's standard trailer trick, or they really do like want to make him the new breakout star, and they're probably going to give him a really good edit, and they're probably going to keep him very long because of all the drama from last season with the other, what was it, Peppermint, and Peppermint's like, oh my God, Trishelle's evil and she's the worst and let's all cancel her. And then like Trishelle, didn't she go to like, I don't know, some sort of courses to like learn how to not be, you know, whatever, like to teach her how to be woke or some bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, but I mean, a lot of people, I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I've never seen it, but a lot of people seem to really like Bob the Drag Queen. So hopefully Bob the Drag Queen can bring something interesting. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about James Kennedy, because I know everybody's just on the edge of their seats with this one, and they're just like, oh my God, he's healed. He's a better man. Is he though? So we have a lot to talk about when it comes to James Kennedy, because I don't know this man. He issued a new statement yesterday after we taped yesterday's episode of the podcast. So we're going to review it now. I'm going to read it to you. James Kennedy posted on his Instagram story in a very similar fashion to the way Allie published her statement on her Instagram story. So kind of seems like maybe this is a coordinated effort. But so James posted, I am committed to making meaningful changes in my life. Are you though? It's very like Jax Taylor, Ramona New Beginnings. He continues, I am taking time to focus on my sobriety. Yeah, you probably should, because we heard you did not appear to be sober at Kathy's party, from what we heard from people at the party. He said that he's taking time to focus on his sobriety, his personal growth, and being present for his loved ones. Navigating challenging moments is not easy. So that's what we're referring to this arrest as, a challenging moment that he is navigating. Got it. He said, but I am determined to learn, grow, and move forward with an incredible support system around me. Wow, he's determined to learn. What are we teaching him about how to be anti-racist again? Is this 2022? Like what are you learning? How to not hit people, how to control your anger, how to what? Grow? We've heard that before. You're not a plant. Somebody's not just going to come and water you and suddenly you're going to grow. Sorry, you're a shower, not a grower. We've seen it all before, right? You've shown us who you are. And he said he wants to move forward with the incredible support system around me. Who is the incredible support system around him? I don't know. We've seen this so many times. Oh my God, I'm getting help. Oh my God, Lisa, I'm gonna do better. Lisa, don't take away my DJ. Lisa, why? It's not about the pasta, Lala. So it's just, yeah, Laura says James releasing the same statement. Yeah, the same statement we've seen season after season after season on Vanderpump Rules. And so many people are like, we need to give James grace, and he has, struggles with sobriety. And listen, I get it. Sobriety is not easy. I wish I could be sober, but I have no interest. But like when it comes to, and I'm not trying to downplay addiction or downplay his struggles with sobriety. But I believe he's made it very clear that he's like California sober, but like he clearly has anger management issues. Like that seems to be the issue. Like there is an issue that is rooting inside it, that's rooted in something inside of him that he doesn't seem to want to address. I don't know. Maybe he can find it back in the bathroom with Logan. Not my place, right? But like also at the same time, like this statement tells us nothing. There's no apology. There's no accountability. He's navigating a challenging time, which is fucking bullshit. And the fact that we're like trying to give him so many passes after repeated behavior again and again and again and again and again. Why does James get more passes than Jax Taylor? Like we know Jax is garbage, and we've just come to accept that he's just not the best. He's not a great human being. Why do we keep giving James passes? I don't understand. I get it. We want to root for him. I get it. We like an underdog, but like he's repeatedly shown us that he is not a great guy. He's not taking accountability. As far as I know, he's still having his attorneys investigate the incident the incident that went down when he was arrested. Like why are your attorneys investigating that unless you're trying to get out of it? Because his attorney says they feel confident that there will be no charges that will be filed against James. Well, yeah, because if the victim isn't willing, which the victim being Allie, if they're not willing to come forward, it's going to make the case very challenging, right? Especially if there's no physical evidence, there's no history of arrest and all of that. And like, yes, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but it's like there's enough circumstantial evidence here, right? We have the story counted by Teddy and Tamara. We have Kristen Doute's uh, insinuations about James. We have Rachel Levis's insinuations about James. Rachel Levis even posted a statement the other day saying, like, listen, she tried to act like she wasn't being abused in her relationship, and she linked out to an old episode of her podcast. We've seen James. Logan came out and said that that James broke his nose when they got into a fight. There was the fight between James and Lisa's son Max. There was, who's Jamie Lynn, who came out and said that she's known about things and witnessed things and heard about things. And like, how many times and how many people need to come out and continue to say something before we start to fucking believe it? I hope this is his rock bottom. It's not. It's not. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. And everyone wants to be like, oh, poor James. Like, no, fuck that. We're not poor James. Like, we've given him too many passes. I don't feel bad for him at all. I don't. And what's even worse is like now we have so there are people that are close to Allie that I've heard from that apparently say that well, actually, let me see if I can just read it to you, that Allie has no intentions of leaving him at all. Like this feels, so I have sources that say that they think that the photos of Allie moving out, the paparazzi photos that were published on TMZ and Page Six, I think I showed those yesterday. Here, let me pull that up so you can see those again. So TMZ ran with these photos of James and Allie, and we're packing the cat litter, we're moving on over, and so yeah, she's in an Airbnb. She doesn't believe that she's in. So this is what I have according to this source. She doesn't believe that she's in danger with him. She's definitely going to stay with him, and The truth isn't out there yet. What the fuck is the truth? Was there another person, a third party that James happened to pick up and throw to the ground, as was reported to the police? Did the police coerce Allie? Did they make her say what she said to them? Did they take her words out of context? Oh, no, I know. You know what it probably was? She was probably already falling to the ground, and James tried to catch her and then just happened to, you know, throw her to the ground. I don't know. It's just, like, how many times do we have to fall out of the fucking coconut tree? How rock bottom does he have to hit before he gets it? The thing is we keep giving him a pass. That's why he doesn't get it, right? Like, he needs to go to therapy. He needs to get his anger in check. He needs to figure out where this anger is stemming from and address that head on, you know? And find a way to have a healthy relationship with substances or alcohol if he chooses to keep that in his life or not, you know? That's his own choice. So, the fact that we just continue, I mean, and yeah, listen, it doesn't appear that she's gonna be leaving him. Apparently, somebody was telling me, I think last night, that apparently Allie was always going to be hosting her family for the holidays, and so that's why her family was already coming into town, and that's why there was an Airbnb already booked because I guess that's where the family was going to stay, and so uncertain if James and Allie are gonna spend the holidays together or if she's gonna go home. I don't I don't know. And to be honest, at this point, I don't even know if I care. You know? Nobody seems to be supporting her. Nobody seems to be supporting him in the ways that I think they need to be supported right now. That it's like I feel like I'm yelling at a brick wall. And it's like, you know what? Like I there's nothing that you can do. But just let them continue to live their own life. You know, enough people have spoken out, enough people have said things. And yeah, apparently some of his DJ gigs are already getting canceled. We know that he was just in Milwaukee over the weekend doing his DJ gig, which is literally days after he was arrested, which was a choice. But some people were saying, well, he was probably contractually obligated to do that, but like a choice for sure. I don't know. Sarah says, as long as James keeps getting enabled by so many people, he'll never change. No, because he doesn't think he needs to change. He doesn't, you know? So, yeah. Um, AATS03 says, I don't care anymore, which is sad with victims that stay. Everyone gets annoyed or disappointed and stops paying attention, and then something awful happens. Yeah. Listen, I've been saying it for days while everyone else is like, well, Allie, we support you if you'll go back to her. And I'm just like, what? What? No, no, no. It's crazy to me. It's truly, truly crazy. But like, the fact that there's even this person that's like a friend of hers, it's like, don't worry, she's fine. She's definitely going to stay with him. She's not in danger. She loves him. I'm like, again, even if you want to just ignore the arrest, right? Like, let's ignore the alley thing today or this week, right? Let's just pretend this past week didn't happen. Okay. Even if we ignore just that, you have Jamie Lynn, you have um, Logan No, you have Kristen Doty, you have Rachel Leviss, you know, and you have all of these, you know, things that have been said about James for so many years. So many years. So, yeah, kind of seems like there are deep seated anger issues inside there, you know? I don't know where he would find those. He may find those in somebody else's butthole, but I don't know. He should probably explore some things. Might help him. Kristen says, it's all good and we're good to say we support Allie and we're here for you. It's another for a friend to throw down 5K for a deposit. Who threw down 5K for a deposit? I don't understand that reference. But yeah, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it must be. Well, no, according to everybody else on the internet, it must be a cow, right? James says he's a cow, so it must be a cow. Um, Lal says it's eerily similar to Mike from Shaws of Sunset and his girlfriend. Yep, Paulina. Remember that? And nobody wanted to believe it. And I was like, oh, let's not talk about this. And the next thing you know it, we see the video footage. At says, I love how Zack is dropping the passive aggressive hits about James being, which we've all heard for years. I mean, you know, it's just, I don't know. Just Josh says, my straight friends wouldn't break my nose. I mean, I have questions about that story too. Like, how did he break Logan's nose? Why did he break Logan's nose? JPJ says, I love you, Zack, but I think that you're a little hard on Dana Wilkie. I disagree. I don't think I'm hard on her at all. I think I've given her enough grace over the years, and she continues to prove, she's not a great person. Not only did she trash my wine, but let's not forget the fake story she put out about me from the bourbon room. Listen, I want to be very clear. I don't call her a swamp creature because I think she looks like Shrek, right? I call her a swamp creature because she slithers and she's slimy. That's why I call her a swamp creature. Her behavior, not how she looks. It's not about her looks. I don't think I'm hard on her at all. I think when you know, show us that you're not really a great person and you don't really care about other people and, sorry, not sorry. Not even a little bit. Not even an ounce. Not even a shred. How many fucks do I give? 0, 0, none, not 1, 0, 0, done. Okay. That's James Canetti. We all know and love James Kennedy. DJ James Kennedy. Well, let's get into, I want to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I want to talk about Mauricio, and then I want to talk about Bethany and her update on all the drones. But before we do that, I want to give you guys a little heads up, a little reminder about my pals at BuyArray and their special holiday promotion that they're running right now. They actually have 2 special holiday promotions. I know I've been telling you guys about their love tinctures, but they do have another one that's specific for their teens line, which is the BuyArray Raise line. But so BuyArray products are the plant medicine that I know that you've been looking for. They're perfect for the whole family. They're tasty liquid tinctures for ease of intake. So it's easy to just boop, you do a little dropper, do a little squirt, put it in your coffee, put it in your water, put it in whatever you want to do. Look, I just put it in my coffee and just gonna do a little sip. Mm, 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 mm. I just took the BioRay Raise thinking cap, and right now, if you purchase 2 products from the Raise line, then you get a H2Go Raise water bottle. So be sure to purchase 2 of the Raise products. This one's thinking cap. They also have thinking cap is for to help. It's a study buddy for a focused mind, but they're naturopathic herbal drops. BioRay has a whole line of them. They also have a special promotion on their intimacy kits. They have intimate kits. One is called For Your Flow, and the other one is the Love Tonic Kit. And you get a free massage candle with every purchase of one of their lovers' intimacy kits. So it's perfect for this season of giving. You can give to yourself, you can give to your partner, or you can just make sure the kiddos, the teens, are healthy with the new Raise line. So they have products, BioRaise products for everyone, from infants to kids, teens, adults. They have their intimate line, and they have their daily line that you can take. I like to take the liver lover because it helps my liver, because I like me some cocktails, I like me some coffee. I want to make sure that we're replenished and staying healthy. So if you want to empower your wellness this holiday season, you can buy them for yourself, for your family, for your partner. You can give their intimate kits a try. They have the For Your Flow intimate kit and the Love Tonic intimate kit, and you get a free massage candle. They're the candles that melt, you light it, and then the wax turns into like massage oil. And you can just you can have a little sexy time. Or you can check out their new Raise line. When you buy 2 or more Raise products, you get a free water bottle. So free gifts all season long. BuyArray giving back. Go to buyarray.com to place your order and use code ZACK, Z-A-C-K, code ZACK, Z-A-C-K, and you'll get free shipping. So not only do you get free gifts with these purchases, you'll get free shipping when you use code ZACK, ZACK, at BuyArray, B-I-O-R-A-Y, bioray.com. Okay. Oh no, is Joe being shady in the live chat again? Joe says, "'Tis the season of giving and receiving. Loads and loads of gifts. Yes, yes, yes." Zack, you just make me smile. Thank you, Sharon. You make me smile. Mrs. Machete says, "I'm obsessed with the idea of these candles." Isn't it a great idea? I mean, a little massage candles, like, some sexy time. Sexy time. Okay. Let's talk Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be. Gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme. Okay. So we had a new episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and people are raving. People are loving it. People are, is that what Jimbo is getting? No, that's not what Jimbo is getting. Jimbo ain't getting anything. He ain't my man. So what an episode, right? I mean, it started off a little slow. Congrats to Garcelle. She has like a beach house in, I don't know, Bakersfield or somewhere. And like, good for her. She's like driving 4 hours away to, okay. Can we talk about the beach house? Because like, it was a little weird that she's like, "Oh, I have to move some items into my beach house. Son, do you mind picking me up? Can you get a U-Haul?" And I'm just like, why does Sutton need can you not afford is the beach house in Bakersfield that expensive? Why can't you afford a U-Haul? What? Like, I was like, what? I think Zack is the Garcelle fan club president. I am. I really am. But yeah, I'm like, why is why is Sutton having to rent the U-Haul for you? And then when they packed up the U-Haul, they didn't even pack very much into the U-Haul. It was like, "Oh, let's put a couple of lamps." And I'm like, "Huh?" I don't know. Like, they didn't pack very much, And then we have Avi, and Avi's there to help, and and Sutton's like, "Go, Avi, he's on that Ozempic." And I was just like, I'm not here for this era of Sutton and Avi, Sutton's new assistant. Like, I'm glad I fucked the last assistant because this one I'm not vibing with, Avi is on Ozempia. Yeah, I don't know. Mallory, yeah, Jennifer Tilly's party house was amazing. Yes, we learned that about Jennifer Tilly, that she has multiple houses. She has a Malibu house that she never goes to, and she has a house in Vegas so that she can play poker. And then she has two houses next to each other, one that she lives on, and then the one that she lives and the other one that's right next to her where she can host parties, which is great because then you have the party house and then you can walk, right next door into your home house. And then nobody's like in your home. Nobody's trying to bang in your bedroom, right? Or in, Sutton's case, bang in her driveway. So yeah, Lori says movers that couldn't fit in an SUV. Yeah, it was the whole scene just seemed a little like, huh? I don't know. But like, congrats to Garcelle and her beach house in Bakersfield. It's good for her. But she already lives like so far from Beverly Hills as it is, and then she moves to Bakersfield. Like, no cleaning up afterwards. That's the best, right? You go home to your clean house. And even then, like if you have guests over and they're in the party house and you can be like, "All right, guys, peace. I'm going to go to bed." And then you just go to your own home and go to sleep. And then they can stay at your party house. And then the cleaners can come in the morning and clean everything up. So she's very unique. I wasn't sure what I thought about Jennifer Tilly. I wasn't sure that I really liked Jennifer Tilly. Joe says, "Is Bakersfield Oxnard?" No, Bakersfield is not Oxnard. It's a joke, Joe. It's a joke. It's actually a joke I stole from Chef's too, because last night he was texting me before I watched it, and he's like, "Garcelle got a beach house in Oxnard." He's like, "It might as well be in Bakersfield." And I was like, "Yeah, no kidding." So it's wild. Am I the only one who doesn't care for Garcelle? Here's the thing, Bakersfield, you shady dogs. I mean, come on. Listen, I was raised to a middle-class family by a single mom. No. I was raised by women. My mother was a single mom for a long time. Like, I definitely, appreciate Garcelle's hustle. I appreciate, that she purchased this home on her own. Like, I think that is a commendable thing, right? When Sutton was like in her confessional, she's like, "Oh my God, she has a beach house in Bakersfield." I'm like, Sutton, you get more in alimony per month than what she probably paid for this house. Like, come on. But like, listen, I don't want to drag Garcelle because like that is a big accomplishment and credit is due, where credit belongs, right? And I want to make sure, like, that is a big accomplishment. I don't want to diminish that, even though it isn't Bakersfield. Like, I think good for her. She's a single mom. She's providing for her 2 boys, and any woman that's going to provide for their children and can, afford a second home, I think good for them, right? I mean, to me, it kind of like reminds me when people are like, "Ooh, we just moved into a new house and it's like so fancy and it's like in Palmdale." And it's like, and you're like 3 hours out of LA, you know? Stupid says, honorable but boring. I love when stupid is in the live chat because I just love saying that. Your username being stupid is just the best. But so yeah, honorable but boring. Yeah, Garcelle is boring. But here's the thing. Okay. Congrats to Garcelle on the Bakersfield Beach House. But I'm glad that the audience, and not even just the people online, I'm glad that the big other Bravo accounts are finally starting to call this out, right? Garcelle and Sutton are performative. They're boring. They're not what everybody's been hyping them up to be the last few seasons. I saw even Queens of Bravo, who's like the wokest of the woke, was posting on X today or this morning or last night about it. I was like shocked. Like I fell out of my chair. I fell out of a coconut tree when I saw it. I was like, what? Queens of Bravo posted, Garcelle says that she and Kyle have a surface relationship and she'd like it to go deeper. But the fact that she immediately goes to Sutton to drop information Kyle told her in confidence about PK still texting her is a guaranteed way to push Kyle away. And I'm like, yes, like we're finally seeing that Garcelle and Sutton are fake and boring and they give us nothing season after season after season. Let's also get into the fact that they're mean girls. Sutton and Garcelle have always looked at whoever was the weakest link on the show and kicked them while they're down. Oh, Erica is getting divorced and her husband happened to steal from orphans and widows. Well, she's on the ground. Let's kick her in the teeth. Oh, next season it's Kyle. Oh, Kyle's on the ground. We think that Mauricio is cheating on her. Let's kick her in the teeth. Oh, this season it's Dorit. Dorit's going through a separation now. Let's kick her in the teeth. It's like every season they pretend like, oh, you're going through a separation. We're here for you. We're here for you. Knife stab in the back. I'm glad that Bose is on the show and is finally calling it out. And I'm glad that Bose is on the cast and Garcelle can't throw the race card anymore, because that was always a thing. And it's just funny how Sutton can get into some discourse with Bose and Garcelle won't say anything, right? Because anytime Dorit got into some discourse with Garcelle, suddenly it was microaggressions and it was all these other things. And we never like to hold Sutton to the same standards that we hold Sutton from the South to the same standards that we hold Dorit. It's interesting. Daily Josadonna said, jumped into this and I'm activated. Get ready, baby. Let's jump. Joe says, kicked her in what? The teeth or the teeth? In the teeth. Sutton and Garcelle have been insufferable and have always been this way for the past several seasons. I mean, come on. They're like, they've always been the mean girls. They've always been fake. They've always pandered to the audience. They've always picked, and this time I think they just misread that the audience was actually going to like Dorit. That's really what happened. They didn't realize, they thought that the audience was going to dislike Dorit and was going to turn on Dorit. And that's why they decided to poke at Dorit. And they didn't realize that the tables were going to turn on them because their little game doesn't work anymore. Remember Garcelle was on one of the talk shows. Was it last season or the season before? And she made some comment and she's like, yeah, that's why me and Sutton are the fan favorites. And then the audience was kind of like, oh, like they just like made, like they didn't cheer it on, but they were like, oh. So yeah. Daily Dose of Donna said, Garcelle's ex-husband is an insanely rich talent agent. He definitely supports those kids. Oh, without a doubt. That's why she was able to afford her beach house in Bakersfield. He's able to help. But like, listen, we know Garcelle can get messy. Like we know Garcelle has that side of her because if you remember the reports, remember she found out that her husband was cheating on her and she sent the email out to everybody on his staff? Like there is that side of Garcelle that's real and honest, but she doesn't show us that. She runs from conflict. Anytime anybody's ever tried to challenge her in conflict, she immediately calls them racist. She did it to Kyle back when Kyle accused her of not paying for her bill for the charity. And Garcelle's like, oh, what are you trying to say? That, that's racist because you're trying to say that, the Black community doesn't pay their bills. And I was like, well, that's not really fair because she's not accusing the Black community of doing that. She's accusing you of doing that who didn't pay your bill. And as somebody that has a background in nonprofit fundraising, I know people like Garcelle that want to be like, I'll bid, I'll make a donation. And then whoops, send an invoice, got lost, and they dodge you for like 2 years. And it's like, nah, bitch, let's go. Like you got to pay your bills afford these, you want to, donate money to charity and get your little tax write-off, you got to actually sign on the dotted line, you know? Christina said Garcelle definitely got half of something and gets some kind of money. Yeah. So I was just shooketh. I was like, what? The queens of Bravo are tweeting about Garcelle and Sutton and they're not eating their coochie? What? Like, again, Queens of Bravo is like, they love Real Housewives of New York. Like, I mean, listen, I do like Queens of Bravo, but sometimes, and I know they look at me questionable, they look at me upside down all the time. But I was saying this shit for season after season. There were a few of us that would get dragged on the internet over Real Housewives of Beverly Hills every single season. If God forbid you say anything negative about Sutton, then you're siding with the mean girls. And God forbid you say anything negative about Garcelle and suddenly you're racist. I'm sick of the bullshit and I'm tired of all those, we're not doing that anymore. We're not playing those dumb games anymore. We see people for who they are. We listen and we judge. I know TikTok's latest thing is we listen and we don't judge. But I'm sorry, here on No Filter, we listen and we judge hard. She pledged to pay her bill, LOL. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like Amber Heard. Yeah. This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold'em. Right now. Tanya says Garcelle can afford the beach house because she's got everybody else renting the U-Hauls. That was just so weird. I remember, and I was texting Stu last night too, and I was like, she can afford her Bakersfield beach house, but she can't afford a U-Haul. Like Sutton has to get their U-Haul for her. Also, why not just get renter or movers? Because you have to drive all the way out to Bakersfield to get to her beach house. But anyway, sorry, that's my rant about Sutton and Garcelle. So there. Someone texted me, said Garcelle has an insanely rich talent agent. She doesn't support those kids alone. She is not a single mom. You're right. My dad didn't pay his child support. They had to garnish that from his taxes, and I got that like way later. So, I can flex on my mother. She was a single mother, right? She was a single mother. My dad didn't pay his child support. Eventually, the government took it from him, but like, yeah, I actually kind of like that policy, that they're like, you're not getting your tax return this year. You're not getting or taking that or garnishing those wages for the child that you had in high school that you don't want to pay for. I like Sutton as a villain. She's funny to watch. She can be. Yes. Sutton has her moments. Garcelle has no memorable moments. Like, name your top 5. I say this every time. What are Garcelle's top 5 most memorable moments? Give me her 5 best reads. You can't because they don't exist, right? So Sutton, on the other hand, has moments where she listens. She's zany, she's kooky, she's wacky, whatever. She has moments where she's interesting and she's fun to watch. But at the same time, she also plays up this game where she stabs the other women in the back, right? With Dorit. Like, come, let's talk on the boat and I'm here for you. And she did the same thing to Erica. Remember when she's like, Erica, let's go to the spa and you're going through a divorce and this is going to be hard. And do you need me to loan you some money? Blah, 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 blah. But then later on, she was like, I don't want to be around Erica right now. I read the LA Times article and this looks bad. And she was out there kicking, calling Erica a liar. So, yeah. Joe says, I liked Garcelle's fan moment when she exclaimed, damn, right after Dorit called Camille, see you next Tuesday. Her fan moment. Because we were all at home as fans watching the show and saying, damn. Well, I'm glad she got a damn, Glad she got a damn. Ugly leather pants, name them, iconic. Yeah, Sutton has given us moments. Garcelle is not. That's my point. But I'm just glad that we're now able to have that conversation. But let's get into Dorit eating up the girls, right? And different from the way Kyle eats Morgan Wade. But so Dorit, because Sutton tries to comfort Dorit because she's, Dorit's talking about she's going through a tough time. And Sutton's just like, you're mad at your own life. You're not mad at me. And then Dorit's like, yeah, you're right. I am. My life sucks right now. My life literally is not in a good place right now. And I don't feel good about it. Like, that's what it is. And Sutton's like, okay. And she's like, and then I like that Bose interjected and was like, I don't like the way that you're weaponizing that, because you just talked about how you're such a good friend and how you want to be there for Dorit. And then you take the thing that she opened up to you about and you use it against her. And she's like, I didn't weaponize it. And then I saw on the after show, Bose was talking about it, and Bose like, well, she needs a better vocabulary if she doesn't understand what the word weaponize means. And so, and listen, I do not want Sutton coming and dragging Bose. I don't want Sutton saying anything negative to Bose. I don't want Sutton raising her voice at Bose. I don't want Sutton to so much as roll her eyes at Bose, because if she does, then Garcelle better call that out as the racism that she thinks that Dorit was being for the last several seasons anytime Dorit tried to call Garcelle out. We don't have double standards, okay? If Sutton even so little as raises her voice an octave to Bose, then I want Garcelle to have that same energy that she would give everybody else in the cast, because she never holds Sutton to that accountability. Sutton miss I don't see color. Remember that? When she told Crystal, I don't see color. And then Crystal was like, really? You're that girl? You don't see color? Tell me you're that girl. And she's like, stop. And she gets her little face roll. She's like, stop. I'm from the South. It's okay to be a little racist, And it's like, sorry, not sorry. Garcelle better have that same energy, because God forbid, Dorit, anytime Dorit did any little thing, if Dorit's accent went up just an octave, Garcelle was all over it. Joe says, I'm sure Bose will handle Sutton if she tries. Listen, Bose came in. Bose doesn't even need to raise her voice. She doesn't need to get in your face. Like, Bose just is so, she has such, like, her composure is so good, but she can just like read you without even like lifting a finger. I like Bose. I do. She knows how to deliver and hit the knife, and she doesn't even need to try. Like, she does it so effortlessly. Bose came in, and Bose is a good one, because Anne Marie kind of tried to call it out. Anna Marie last season at the reunion, when she was telling me, she's like, really, you want to say these things about Dorit, but like Dorit's the only one that was standing up for me. And then Garcelle was like, no. And then Anne Marie's like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm a Black woman too, so my experience matters just as much as yours. And then Garcelle shut up real quick on that one. Yeah, you're right. Bose commands the room without even having to, right? And she didn't prejudge anybody coming into the group. She's coming in very naturally. She's coming in very organically, Oh, Mallory makes a good point. Crystal wouldn't have called Kathy out about the I don't see color. Yeah, that's the other thing. They gave Kathy a lot of passes. Listen, I like Kathy this season, so I'm gonna let her be. But yeah, we don't hold Kathy and Sutton to the same standards. Maybe it's because Sutton's, got 300,000 that she makes a month in her alimony, and she can afford Garcelle's U-Haul. Listen, Bose is a boss. And Bose came in, she's got fashion, she's got good reads in her confessionals, and she just knows how to like deliver the line without even like, again, it's just so effortless. And Bose is willing to show you her life. She's not like, oh, this season I'm on Bumble and don't go on any dates. Like, what was that? Remember that storyline that Garcelle had? She's like, I'm on Bumble, but like we never saw her go on a single date. Did she get no matches? Wasn't she paying for Bumble Premium? I know we need to stop. But I do really like Bose this season. I think she's great. And then we get to the Camille of it all, because Camille is another thirsty one, right? And everyone's like, we need to bring back Camille. I'm like, no, we don't. No, we don't. We don't need to bring back Camille. Because Camille was coming in here and she's just like, well, Dorit, she always gets so animated. She's like, well, Dorit, my house burned down 15 years ago and I lost my assistant. And it all happened at one time and in 1 year. And you weren't very compassionate, Dorit. And I was like, wait, was that the same season that Camille came in and was accusing PK of not paying her bills? Bills. Like, oh, and we're supposed to give you compassion? Like, okay, girl. Okay, Camille wasn't ready for Dorit, because Dorit never really came. Like, this season, Dorit is ruthless and toothless, right? She came in. She said, fuck the wind chimes. Sorry, Jamie Lynn. I'm coming in. Sorry, Jamie Lee. Sorry. So, yeah. She came in hot and she's like, you didn't show. I'm like, why do we bring, like, Denise did that last season. She's like, Erica, you were so mean to me 4 years ago. And Erica's like, what? And she's just like, yeah, you and I, me and you were, remember at the weed dinner when she was like fumbling on all her words. Tedwood Tambo says Garcelle did go on dates. Remember the guy that took her on a picnic in the back of his truck? What? I don't remember. That's how memorable her scenes are to me. I forgot that she went to the back of someone's truck. Was it a U-Haul? I don't know. Yeah, she went from a Dorito to a flaming hot Cheeto. That she did. She went to a flaming hot Dorito Crunch Wrap Supreme. Clearly, you have it in for Garcelle. I just don't like her. You're right. I do. I don't like her. And I'm allowed to have an opinion about a television show. We all do. Remember when everyone had opinions about Lisa Rinna and they hated Lisa Rinna and they hated Lisa Rinna and they hate Kyle and they hated Erica when she was going through a divorce? Guess what? I get to not like Garcelle for the season if I want to. If I don't want to like her, I don't have to like her. I don't like Camille either. I used to love Camille. Don't like her either. She came in thirsty, parched. And Dorit came right back at her, and she's like, "Well, you've always been a see you next Tuesday to me." And then Camille's like, "You called me an effing see you next Tuesday." And she's like, "Actually, I didn't call you a fucking cunt. I called you a stupid cunt." And then Camille was like, "Oh." And Dorit's like, "Yeah. Anything else? Because I got to go smoke a cigarette right now." Camille was not ready for it at all. Yes, I agree with you, Jen and Sydney in the live chat. I've always loved Dorit. Always. For her Buca de Beppo, for her Beverly Beach, all of it. Vivica says your microaggressions are showing, but then again, you did vote for Trump and it shows. Did I vote for Trump? Because I've never actually said that. I think people have assumed things about me. My microaggressions are. Can you define what a microaggression is? We're not having this. We're not even doing this. Microaggression is such a subjective term that people want to change the definition and bend it into whatever pretzel they want to make it into. Jen says, I lived for that moment. Finally, the Dorit we've been waiting for. This was the Dorit that we had earlier on. Remember, she's like, Rinna, if I can smell your breath, you're too close to me. And then she's like, Erica, I don't want to be your friend. You're not nice. She was great. Dorit, the first 2 seasons with Dorit were golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Kristen says people are allowed to have opinions and they are not microaggressions. Exactly. I'm allowed to have whatever opinion I want to have. And if you want to tell me to shove it up my ass, great. I'll take my opinion out right now. I'll wrap it up in a nice little bow and I'll shove it up my ass right now. Thank you. Come again. All right. Yeah, that ending was so good. And then when Camille forgot Erica's name, that was another great one. Great one. Because she's like, well, that time that you came to my house. I was like, which house? The house that burned down, or was this before the house burned down? And so she's like, you brought her. And then there's like this awkward silence. And Erica's like, my name is Erica. My name is Erica. My name is Erica. And then they have the confessional. And then Erica's just like sitting there and she pauses and then she's like, cunt. It was great. It was great. They were serving cunt and I loved it. I loved all of it. All of it. Erica is, I thought she was going to be a little boring this season, but she's delivering, right? She's got good confessionals, not a lot of a rich story, but like she's delivering. She's not the breakout at the moment, but Dorit is the breakout, and that's fine. We listen and we judge, and Dorit is killing it. Bo's killing it. I love Bo's. I have I don't know, me saying that I love Bose and that I think she can deliver a read deliver an effortless read. I'm sure that's a microaggression too. So there you go. I'm just full of them today. Jen says, Zack, this is your channel and you do boss up. You do. And say whatever. People don't like it, leave. Thank you. I'm glad that we have a sensible audience in the live chat today. Sonia says, I've always liked Dorit and I'm proud she's gotten her backbone back. I like Garcelle and respect your opinion. And that's okay. They're housewives. It's a reality show, Why is it that when I say something negative about Sutton, it's not a microaggression? But if God forbid, I say it about Garcelle and compliment Bo, suddenly I'm racist. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. Erica making a slow comeback. Yeah, listen, she's dipping her toe. She was great when she told Denise Richards the OnlyFans thing about Sammy. Great. Mallory says, I'm obsessed with the C word since Erica came on the show and reclaimed it. Yes. Marianne Stout says, the new word of the century is microaggression. No, it's not. It's actually conspiracy theorist. That's like the word of the year. Microaggression's a little expired. The fact that people are still trying to like throw that term out there, I'm just like, yo, we good. It's okay. Vivica's entertaining herself in the live chat, guys. Let her have her fun. Not triggering. Well, triggering has kind of like been around for a few years, right? And it's like, it's been able to stay, but I feel like people are tired or getting a little fatigued by the word triggering. Microaggression was just like, so last year, read Billy Lee's book. It's about micro, isn't it? Like something, respect my pronouns. Yeah. Lori says, I'm more offended that Zack thinks that Austin is hotter than Craig. Listen, I used to like Craig, right? Back in the day, but I'm not I'm not cuckoo for Craigie anymore. Austin is just always the Muppet mouth, I don't know what it is about that mouth. It just does it for me. Like the little lips and the wide, like it does it for me, NW said, I'm microaggressive and I have a conspiracy theory. Actually, from here on out, I don't want to hear anything about microaggressions. I'm macroaggressive, okay? Passive aggressive, macroaggressive, all of it, okay? So let's get the definitions clear. Okay. Sharon said, I'm so sick of triggered. I'm so sick of triggered. Geez, everyone is so triggered. It's triggering me. Oh my God. Yeah. Craig's red flags are gone. Are they though? Because the one little finger with the nail polish, don't love it, Don't love it. Macro aggressive. Yeah, like let's get it right. When have I ever been micro anything? I've been the most macro aggressive towards what's her name? Dana Wilkie. The fact that you don't want to acknowledge your own micro and macro aggressions is pathetic. I just did, baby. I just said I'm more macro aggressive than I am micro aggressive. And this episode, I was very macro aggressive towards Dana Wilkie. And I stand by it, 10 toes down. RJ Davis. Is that Russ Davis? Russ, did you change your name or is this a new Davis? Are you guys related? RJ Davis says, I'm triggered 24/7. That's right. The only way to be alive is to be triggered 24/7. Holla! That finger pointing is annoying AF. I want to refer him to surgery. Oh, that finger. Yeah, the finger. Yeah, the with the blue nail. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's just not cute. Like, don't. If I were Paige, I'd be like, do not finger me with that finger. But yeah, this episode of Beverly Hills, 9 out of 10. Only a 9 out of 10 because the first half of the episode was a bit boring with the Bakersfield Beach House, but it's okay. On another note, but also still in Beverly Hills land, Mauricio appears to have a new girlfriend. Let's see, what was her name? Her name is, she's an Instagram model named Claudia K. Claudia K. And so, and we can see him and he's making out with her and good for them. These were posted by Wig Hello Drama on Twitter. He's like walking out of, it looks like a restaurant or something or a bar, and they're like, it looks like this is in Aspen. But yeah, he's got a new girlfriend. I mean, he was skiing with one girl and then he was spotted pouring champagne on all these other girls. And then now he's got this new girl, Claudia K. And she even spells her name with a K. Maybe she wants to be a Kardashian. Mauricio gets around. That he really does. He really does. So congrats to Mauricio. Laura says, plot twist, Zack is spending the weekend with Garcelle at the beach house. The beach house in Bakersfield. Listen, I've always said I have met Sutton. I've met Garcelle. I've worked with the homeless. I've worked with the toothless. I've met them both. They're both lovely in person. I've never had a negative interaction with them in person. They've never been rude to me. My, opinions are solely based on the reality show. Heather said he had a girlfriend while he was married. Well, that was the rumor. So Najat says Mo is living his single life. That he is. He really is living all his single life. Mo wasted no time. We're going to talk about the Karen Huger stuff. Oh, I don't know what the update is on the Karen Huger stuff. I know she had her trial, but I have to follow up on what went down with Karen. What went down in the trial. But we can talk about this tomorrow if you want me to add that to the roster for tomorrow. I do love me some Karen Huger. I apologize if that's a microaggression, but I do love me some Karen Huger. Even though she's a little delulu, she's kind of out there and she's like, what? I wasn't driving under the influence. That poll came out of nowhere. And I was like, Karen. And she's like, what did she say? That it was a malfunction with the car? That's how she ended up crashing? I was like, Kern, come on. Kempire put out a video. Well, there you guys go. If you want updates on the Karen Huger trial, then definitely check out Kempire's video. I'll be sure to look into it and give you an update for tomorrow. 2017 Maserati. Not 2017. Is that vintage at this point? I love her, but girl, just do what Shannon did. What did Shannon do? Or like, what do you mean? Get out of the car and pretend you're walking Archie? Remember that's how the cops found her? Which then when we saw the photo of Shannon and her bloody face, like that was what was even crazier, is that Shannon had a car malfunction too. Well, Shannon had a house malfunction. But it's crazy to see that her bloody face, and then to know that like cops, when they found her, she was like pretending she was just like taking Archie for a little walk, like a little stroll to go potty. And then like imagine seeing somebody walk their dog and be like, oh no, I was just, walking my dog, and her face is all bloody. Like that's wild. But also, it looked like somebody crashed a car into her face. Like, let's talk about that. Poor Shannon Bedore. That was rough. Lori says, I hate when trees run into the middle of the road. Oh, man. These housewives are funny. Norma's here. Norma in the house. Let's get it. Ew. Throw them hips, girl. Bum, 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 bum. Vintage is 30 years or older. I know that. It was a joke, Marianne Stowe. Shannon says, I wish we could see Shannon on those YouTube cop cams. I know. The body cam footage. How is it that we have so much body cam footage of Kim and Croy and every 911 call that Kim makes every other day, but yet we have nothing on Shannon? It's because in Newport Beach, they're a little more discreet. That's why we don't even have the Shannon mugshot. She had to have been bloody in the mugshot. Do they clean up your face before they take your mugshot? Or are they like, hold on, let's give you a little touch up. Let me get some powder. Or did she stay in jail with a bloody face? Could you imagine getting locked up that night and then seeing Shannon Bedore in your jail cell and she's like all bloodied and battered and you're like, what happened? I'm insane, so I don't have to explain why I like Erica. I always have. Sorry. Yeah. You have glam done. Yeah, probably. Shannon called her glam squad. And yeah, I mean, listen. Okay, that's Mauricio and all of that. Bethany Frankel has been giving us, I feel like every time she gets on a trend, remember last week it was on like Harry's pasta trend, and she's like, Harry's pasta sauce is gross, and I hate it. Don't send me stuff if you don't want a real honest review. I'm not a housewife, but I am real, right? And so now her new thing is the UFO drone TikTok, and every day it's like 3 new videos about the drones. And so listen, I agree with Bethany, and I'm on her side with that. And I think that her theory makes the most sense, that they're our drones, they're US deployed drones, and they're trying to sniff out some sort of radiation. They're obviously looking for something, uncertain what they're looking for, but they lost something and they're trying to find it, right? And so I do think that Bethany's making a good point of saying that the media is not really covering it very much. Or if they are covering it, they're kind of trying to downplay it. They're not really wanting to, reveal what's going on or dig too deep because they want to protect something. And I get it. And Bethany's like, listen, I'm not on Trump's side where she thinks that, the public should just know what's going on. I agree with that. I think the public will panic and buy out all the toilet paper if they find out what's really going on. We already know we got a bunch of cotton-headed ninny muggins in this country. However, it's a reference to Elf. Before anybody tries to call that racist, that was a reference to the Christmas movie Elf. But so yeah, she's like, they're saying that there were only 5,000 drones that have been reported nationwide. She's like, but that's not true because there are hundreds and hundreds of messages that I'm getting per day of people that are seeing these drones. Even my mom last night said that she saw some drones in Los Angeles, and I started to see like Los Angeles now start to creep up. And I'm like, no, don't bring the drones to LA. Keep the drones in Jersey where there's the radiation. Like, we don't need to bring the drones to LA. Keep them out. But so basically, she's saying that she doesn't think that the media is being entirely forthcoming in their reporting of the drones. And she's like, that's why, TikTok is the new news. TikTok is where we go. So I mean, from what I've seen, it seems like they're kind of trying to downplay the drone situation. But Bethany thinks that the drones have been spraying stuff into the ocean. And then she also mentioned that the drones or that there are these huge trucks that have been transporting generators. So I don't know what they're looking for. See, Norma said, I've seen drones here in LA for some time. There's a military base nearby. Well, yeah, in Los Angeles. The thing though is like, and they're trying to say that like, oh, these aren't like military drones. These are like everyday, everyday people drones. And it's like, but no, like these, like if you look at the photos and the videos of these drones, this isn't like some 14-year-old like driving his GoPro all around the sky. Like, and also these drones come out at night. And you don't do GoPros at night because you can't see unless you have like that, what is it, infrared technology or the green technology where it's the night vision, right? Is that still a thing? So like there's no point in flying a drone around late at night if like it doesn't, you don't actually see anything. Now there's an armchair drone expert. Now everyone's an armchair drone expert. I mean, yeah, honestly, everybody's a drone expert. You get a drone, you get a drone, you got a theory, I got a theory. Everybody's got a theory. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't think that we're being told the truth. I think that they are like who was it? Ferguson, who was on Rogan's podcast. He was saying that like it makes sense why they would come out at night. They're scanning because they're probably trying to sniff something out. They're likely scanning radiation in the area to try and find something. Like there has to be something that's hidden that is off gassing all of this radiation. Because Bethany said that like there is high reports of radiation in the areas that the drones have been detected in. So I don't know. Wendy says, can you imagine we start seeing green Martians flying around, running around? I don't know. It's very, I think it's a microaggression to call the Martians green because we don't know how they identify. They may identify as blue. So just so you know. Mrs. Machete says the government obviously knows what is going on with their nothing to see here statements. Obviously. But like, tell us something, right? Even if it's not like the entire truth. Like, my thing is, it's like, listen, we're doing some testing. We're trying out some new technology. It's nothing to be alarmed with. Like, there are still going to be people that are going to have some sort of like a conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat situations and conspiracy theories that they'll spread online. But at least the more that they downplay it, like the more invested people become. So like downplaying it and ignoring it and telling people that no, you're really just seeing helicopters in the sky when it's like obviously if you zoom in and you see these things, they're not helicopters and they're not airplanes, they're actual drones. I don't know. Sarah says making me laugh with the green. I mean, is radiation really what caused Jersey to go crazy? I mean, that's what killed Real Housewives of New Jersey is the radiation. Hmm. Oh, Stupid says we have to call them unidentified non-binary flying objects. Is it rude to call them objects, though? We can't call them Martians and we can't call them objects. What can we call them? Remember Demi Lovato? Remember she was like, what did she say that we should call them? Let me Google this. What did Demi Lovato want us to call aliens? What, unearthly beings or something? Demi Lovato, a non-binary singer and actor, has said that extraterrestrials should be called ETs instead of aliens because they believe that the term alien is derogatory. Lovato made these statements while promoting their documentary but didn't she go back? Wasn't she they and then she went back to her? Who was that? Somebody did that where they're like, I'm they, them now. And then anyway, Unidentified was a documentary that explored UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Demi also said that Demi believes being from other planets don't intend to harm humans. Lovato's comments were met with a range of reactions, including disbelief, mockery, and bewilderment. There's a lot of bewilderment. I'm bewildered. I can tell you that. So Demi wants us to call them extraterrestrials. So that's what we're supposed to call them. Unidentified, non-binary flying extraterrestrials. Stock up on aluminum foil. Let's all make some hats. No, everyone's going to buy out the aluminum foil now. It is whack-a-doodle time, you guys. As Lisa Renna said, it is whack-a-doodle time. The Unidentified doc is really good. Okay, I'll check it out. E.T. is an amazing movie. It is. E.T. Phone Home. E.T. Phone Home. Just don't call them late for the takeover. I mean, distinguished guest says, yeah, because I'm listening to Demi Lovato. Listen, everybody loves Luigi Mangione, and he was a big Demi Lovato fan. Justin Martindale says Demi Lovato, and I've never Demi Lovato. That's hilarious, Demi Lovato. Oh man, but is she still Demi Lovato? I thought she went back to Shemi Lovato. I thought she like changed her Listen, I can't keep up. I really can't keep up. We're not going to get into that. I'm going to go read Billy Lee's book. Don't offend my pronouns. Yeah, I can't. It's Shemi Lovato now. We don't know which Lovato Emmy is today. We're just going to call her Emmy. Is it offensive if I say she, them titties? I don't know. I'm not somebody that is easily offended. What was the woman's name? The one that, what was her name? The one that was going crazy in the live chat earlier and she was like fighting with all her microaggressions. What was her name? Let's see if I can. We'll ask her if it was offensive or not. I don't think she stuck around though. I think she dipped out. She was like, you need to acknowledge your microaggressions. I was like, bitch, I call them macroaggressions. I'm not denying them. I'm macroaggressive every day. And I don't discriminate by race. I microaggress everyone. Especially those that live in a swamp. What was her name? Oh, wow. She seems to be long gone now. Bless her heart. You're still the one. You're still the one I run to. The only one I run to. The one I want to kiss. Oh, Vivica. Vivica was her name. Yeah, she got mad and she called me pathetic because I didn't want to acknowledge my microaggressions. It's like, well, Janelle. We'll have to. Mrs. Michelle says, you get a microaggression. You get a microaggression. You get. Wait, do I have Billy Lee's book here? I think I have it right here. Hold on, let me see. Okay, it is here. I found it. I did find it. And it's not Don't Offend My Pronouns. The book is actually called Why Are You So Sensitive? I feel bad because Billy Lee is such a nice person, you know? Billy Lee is such a nice person. I don't want to make fun of, yeah. Why are you so sensitive? Navigating everyday unintended microaggressions by Billy Lee with Dr. Gina C. Torino. Is it a compliment or a microaggression? Listen, if compliments have now become microaggressions, you can microaggress me all day. Michelle says he's just Zacro aggressive. Yeah, I like that one. Um, it's wild. Pop Report is hilarious this week. 2 days and two gays and two dykes as they call themselves. Yes. Everybody is just so sensitive. Well, that's what the book is about. Why are you so sensitive? Um, yeah. Why are you so sensitive is a candid and highly informative look at microaggressions for everyone who knows that they mess up sometimes and they want to do better. I don't want to do better. I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm tired of doing better. I'm over it. Like I now I want to be worser. That's what I want to be. Oh, look at they're different. Okay, let's find out. Sorry, I don't mean to be a bitch, but I am. Oh, here's a microaggression. You don't look Peruvian. Oh, and then when I first moved to the US, some people would say, "You don't look Peruvian," or "You're too tall to be Peruvian." As a teenager, I didn't think much of it. But now I'm woke. No, that's not what she said. But now I can see how that was a microaggression because they were assuming that all Peruvians had to look the same. I still get those comments here and there, and I reply by saying Peru is a very diverse country, and that is wrong, to stereotype an entire country by looks. Mrs. Machete says she doesn't look Peruvian. Guys, why do you make me be bad? I want to be bad. Oh man. Let's see. What's another one? Oh, look at you're really handsome for an Indian guy. I don't know. Some of these are like low key offensive, but like just like naturally offensive. Like I don't think they're. I don't know if I would. Oh, this is a fun one. I used to be bisexual. What does that mean? This is a response I've heard from countless gay men when I shared that I'm romantically and sexually attracted to all genders. Okay. Well, I'm not out here flaunting my bisexuality, all right. I am a little bit. I do like to connect with people when they falsely assume that I am gay, given my limp wrists, affinity for crop tops, and high-pitched yas queens that's quite often. At first, this is by Zachary Zane. I actually interviewed him on um, a podcast a few years ago. And he doesn't like when people say, "I used to be bisexual." That was a joke I made the other day. I'd be dropping microaggressions left and right. Remember when I was talking about Shawn Mendes and I was like, everyone's always a little bisexual before they become fully gay. Listen, I'm going to get myself canceled. So we're just going to end this episode now. Now that we're learning all the microaggressions. Oh, man. I've heard much more than I needed to from this book. I mean, how tall are you is a micro? Oh, my God. Who are you here to see is a microaggression? How tall are you is a microaggression? What? Now that's crazy. How tall are you is a microaggression? What? Ted Woodtombo said, I feel a little bisexual today. I told you she sent you the book for a reason. She wanted me to promote it. So this is me promoting it. If anybody wants to, why is tall? And we also have an expert take. Well, which one do we want to hear? How tall are you or who are you here to see? How is that rude? How is it rude to say, who are you here to see? You look so exotic. I mean, that can be a little. Okay. I mean, yeah, it was a little fucked up for being like, you look cute for an Indian too. Like that one was kind of wrong. That one was wrong. Sydney said, I'm 5 feet and have been offended when people ask how tall. Because you mean, sorry. I just thought it was like a general question. I didn't mean they were like looking down on you and being like, how tall are you? Yeah, that is a little condescending. I'll give you that. Yeah. Ooh. Black athletes are all brawn and no brains. Well, that's just a lot. See, some of these are very macro aggressive. They're not very micro. Policing a black woman. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Garcelle. Who are you here to see? Let's see. Who are you here to see? Well, this one was right around the time of Trayvon. I was caught in the rain waiting outside this beautiful mansion type building in Brooklyn. I had a studio session to record for. I rang the buzzer. While I waited, a white woman came up to me after exiting the building and asked me who was I there to see. I mentioned the name, and fortunately my friend had come immediately after. But the thing about dealing with microaggressions is you don't have the luxury of discerning whether or not someone is simply asking you a question or if they're judging you based on your skin color. Okay, first of all, that's not a microaggression. That is you assuming that people are judging you a type of way. But when you're outside a building and you can't get in the building because you don't have a key, obviously it's natural to assume that you don't live there. Otherwise, you would have a key or a code to get in. Here's the expert take. Expert take. The message communicated by the question is that he, as a person of color, did not belong at the upper class location. As mentioned, there are many instances where one is left wondering if a microaggression occurred or not. Me every day. This process is mental gymnastics that can leave people feeling emotionally depleted and drained of energy. Yeah, how about you just stop thinking that everybody's out to get you? Thus, it is important to be aware that asking a person to justify their belongings in a location may be based on bias. Wow. Like seeing a stranger outside of an apartment that they don't have a key to, so assuming that they don't live there is a microaggression. Got it. It's possible that the woman in the scenario was just trying to help, but also it's possible that she's racist. No, that's not what it says. It's possible that a woman in this scenario was just trying to help, but unless someone seems in distress, it's often best to leave them to it. Oh, so we just leave him outside without letting him in? That sounds that sounds like a more macro aggression. So if you find yourself in a situation, pause and reflect to discern where your question might be coming from. It's coming from my brain. Man, you guys, I can't. In the rain. Yeah, yeah, in the rain. We're supposed to leave the man outside in the rain so that we don't microaggress him? Come on. Like that is silly. Lori says, Zach just sold 0 of these books. Oh, man. Tedwood Thomas said, no, I want the book. Roll one and tripod it. What is tripod it? Sorry. Is it safe to assume that tripod? I don't know what tripod means. I just don't want to offend you. Oh, man. Okay, we're losing the audience, guys. We're losing the audience. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry, we went a little, we did an extra little 15 minutes on microaggressions. But listen, in case you guys are wondering, there's a new book out. Thank you, Billy, for sending me the book. I actually think I probably should read it. I think I probably do need it. But it's called Why Are You So Sensitive? I'm not sensitive at all. So, but I'm happy to learn about sensitive people and how to offend them more. All right. Thank you guys for listening to No Filter with Zack Peter. I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Wanda says, you are definitely not losing us. Thanks. That was fun. Thank you guys. Oh, man. Christina says, oh, my God, that was rough. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Don't offend anybody. Now that we've learned about microaggressions, let's use them more. And just kidding. All right, guys. Give me a follow, Just Plain Zack, all over the internet. I'm sure you'll drag me in the DMs. So thank you for that. And follow, like, subscribe, like this video, comment on Spotify, leave a review on Apple, all the things. Norma says, I love politically incorrect people. I just love real people, right? I don't like people like Sutton, who's always in her head and always like trying to, I don't know. I just like people just being real, and it's okay. We all fuck up sometimes, and then we can be like, oh, I didn't mean to offend you. You're really sensitive, but we don't need to be friends. Stuff like that. Kidding. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Check out the Pop Report. It's a funny one.